In talking to clients and understanding why in fact they hire an agency or they bring somebody in, I think there's two real big reasons. One is they're looking for ideas. They want fresh thinking, and they want somebody that thinks slightly different than they do. But the second one is just really about strategy, especially with the shift in kind of consumer behavior. People change. Different devices, different media channels. Clients are really struggling with that. So they're looking for not just great, concept and design. They want them to be really well informed. So to be able to come in and help a client fundamentally solve the problem that they ask you to solve in the first place, I think strategy is a huge piece of that, right? So coming in and helping them understand, who their customer is, what do they care about, what really makes them tick. In marketing and advertising, our job is to make people tick. Get them to buy something, to do something, to drive some kind of consumer behavior, and have them feel good about it. So, how do you get somebody to walk in a store, buy something that they weren't expecting to buy, and walk out and feel really great about it? That's the magic that we do. So you need to understand what makes people tick before you can get them to tick. So ensuring that everyone on the team, the client knows that we know what we're talking about and that we understand who their customer is. I just think that strategic planning is a huge piece of that.
Ethnography really comes in multiple forms. I'm sure it's been discussed already, but it's the school of sociology where you understand cultures and you immerse yourself. So from a business standpoint, in a consulting environment, to improve a product or a brand, sometimes you really have to immerse yourselves in what the consumer is doing and what they're actually at that level perceiving the brand or the product to be. But the most particularly exciting one for this office was the Kaplan engagement, where we wanted to understand how a diverse set of individuals across different economic bands and races, etc., perceived online education. Now, this feeds really well into something what we call personas, and the output of ethnography most likely in a deliverable form in terms of educating and kind of harvesting all that knowledge into something that we would share with others in personas. So target audiences are distilled into these personas, and ethnography is a great input to really add a lot of meat around that.
Personas. I have a love-hate relationship with personas. I mean, I think they can be a really incredible tool to sort of help not just inform website design like we do, but just inform marketing strategy, messaging, that sort of thing. I do take exception with folks that look at personas as being the only thing that they drive everything by a persona, because I do believe that personas are a component of sort of classic user-centered design, and I think that if you look at that methodology, it's pretty dated. It's over 10 years old, and I think technology and consumers have evolved since then. So I'll give you a perfect example. A really great IA or an IA creative team might look at a set of well-informed, well-built personas and say, within this website we have some investors, and we have customers that look like this and customers that look like that, and these are, our predominant persona is X. And they'll make design decisions based on what, design decisions like what gets what share of voice, what does the information architecture look like, based on what these personas look like. And that's assuming that you know nothing about who's coming to your website. So today, if you just look at the data, so, referring URL, previous clickstream data, self-reported information, what sites they're coming in, what search, or keywords that they use, a lot of times you know exactly what somebody's looking at. So, if you searched for purple, great design would mean that purple's on the home page. But today, a lot of folks that kind of use the traditional ways would miss that. They would say, well, we designed it based on these personas. Let's ignore the person that's saying, I don't look like Sally the whatever silly persona name we did. I'm actually Jane, and I'm actually looking for purple. So we tend to forget that. So I think that. So I don't know if I answered the question, but personas could be a really great, part of the puzzle, part of the tool set that you use to produce great design and great advertising. But it's not the only thing. So if you live and die by them, you'll probably die by them.
Strategic planning is always the best first step before starting anything creative. It gives you context to what people are really doing, so you don't ever mistake yourself as the target audience. You know what's really happening, what's happening in the competitive space. Another way that it's really helped is that it helps to sell great creative to clients, because so many times the people we're presenting to are marketing people, not advertising people, nor are they consumers, which they tend to forget. So the strategic marketing parts of things helps to get great ideas sold through. We've used it really effectively with Citibank, with Western Union, with lots of others. It's a great place to start, and usually a great place to start selling.